The man known as AJ, Anthony Joshua, is back. And he's been let off the leash once again. And once again, the things he's been telling the media is pretty disturbing. I'll explain why after this short interlude. Back. Stay tuned. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports. The man we're talking about, Anthony AJ Joshua. Yep, we're back again. AJ Watch is on full alert here on BWTM Sports Gaming, and here's my concerns. So, this is the man that told us he was cool, calm, and calculated. This is the man that said that Robert Garcia and Angel Fernandez knew what they were doing. This is the man that told us that he's the man in charge and everything's in control and he knows what he's doing. But yet, he's now saying, in his last interview, I caught him saying, or along the lines of, first of all, he's hurting because he's not champion. Yeah, we get that. I understand that. Any champion that loses and he's used to walking around and strutting around town saying, well, hey champ, you're no longer the champ. Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury are the champs and you can't get your hands on none of them. One of them's beaten you twice and the other guy has got business elsewhere. He's fighting Derek Chisora, and then after that he might fight Usyk, so you're kind of out of the picture. That is hurtful. I get it. I understand. I can't get losing the heavyweight championship well, but any sort of defeat is painful. But here's what I don't understand. Angel Fernandez and Robert Garcia. See, what I'm not getting with Anthony Joshua is he said himself that, he's the CEO, he's the man in control, and he's making all the decisions. He's his own boss. That's what he told the world, yeah? So he tells the world he's his own boss. And then in the next instance, he's saying that there's a whole lot of things that are in his life that are kind of like obstacles and he's tied down with this and that. But isn't he the guy that's tied himself down with all these things? That's the first thing. And the second thing is, well, if Angel Fernandez and Robert Garcia were so good, well, you chose Robert Garcia and Angel Fernandez. You chose them over James Alabashir. There were people on this channel who came on the channel and defended the likes of Robert Garcia and Angel Fernandez. Look where your career is now with them. So now you're going to go to Roy Jones Jr. Look, I'm going to call it like this. I said before, and I'll say it again. I don't think the issue with Anthony Joshua is physical. I actually think it's mental. I really do. I really think it's mental. I think in the gym, he's a much better fighter than he is come fight now. I don't know if he suffers from panic attacks. I don't know if he suffers from anxiety. I don't know if he suffers from, I don't know what he suffers from. He's fought at the Olympics. He's fought at the World Amateur Championships. He's world heavyweight champion. But for whatever reason, there is something not quite, for me, sitting right with the things he comes out and says. And I feel that he's been either badly let down by his management team or he himself is very misguided. In fact, he's turned around saying he's a free spirit. Now, with the room he's been given or been allowed to play with, he's made some terrible decisions. Bringing Angel Fernandez in and Robert, or maybe bringing Robert Garcia in for the biggest fight of your career in a rematch. A guy who had no experience of training quality heavyweights over James Alabashir. So he dropped him because of some gossip and was misguided in that. and went for Robert Garcia instead. That didn't make any sense. So now you and I say you want to be a free spirit and you want to learn as much as you can by going to another trainer, yet another trainer, and you don't want to be held down by one trainer. So before you fought Alexander Usyk, you were confused because before you got beat by Andy Ruiz, you were a puncher and a brawler. A guy just went out there and tried to bang people out. That was what you were, and people excited about that. When you got chinned by Ruiz, you decided to try to become a stick and move, which is what you did against Ruiz. The stick and move. When you fought Pulev, you were in between stick and move and sort of brawler stroke stick and move. Then you fought Usyk and thought that you were ultimate boxer and thought that you were Muhammad Ali and got your ears clipped and you got chinned by Usyk. You didn't get knocked out. You got beat up by it, according to Tyson Fury middleweight. Then in the rematch, I don't know if you were too hesitant to come forward and throw punches to try and take Usyk out of there, but as soon as Usyk clipped you, he seemed to close up shop. And even then, I don't think you've got either confidence in your chin or your punching power to go forward and try and steamroll Usyk. And that's against a guy who has come up from the cruiserweight division. You can't do that too. So my concerns now, if you can't do it against him, Joshua fights better against big men. Really? Against who? Dominic Brazil and those type of guys. Well, Tyson Fury is a guy who's full of confidence, and he'll be telling Joshua in his ear all the time. I mean, it tells you how much, I hate to say the word weak-minded that Joshua is, that he actually decided to box Usyk based on the fact that Tyson Fury called him bodybuilder. So for me, Anthony Joshua is a very, very confused individual. And more to the point now, as a boxer, puncher, brawler, stick and move, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. I mean, I don't know. If somebody can give me a definition of what style Anthony Joshua does, well, fair enough. But hats off to that man or that woman. But now he's going to go to Roy Jones Jr. And I kind of have some insight in how Roy Jones Jr. is as a trainer, because of Isaac Chilembe, who's been on his channel many a times, and I've seen Isaac improve as a fighter under Roy Jones. I see Chris Eubank Jr. Improve under Roy Jones Jr. But two questions I ask. A, is Anthony Joshua coachable? One, is he coachable? One, coachable. First of all, can he follow instructions? And then two, can he follow out the instructions that Roy Jones is going to give to him? Those are the two things, because you've got Eubank and you've got Chilembe. There were guys that really wanted to train with Roy. I think there were some other guys as well. I'm sure he fought with a trainer heavyweight as well. But there were guys, I'm sure he worked, didn't he? Sure he fought, was it Povetkin he worked with? I could be wrong. But yeah, Roy worked with some talented fighters. But I think Roy will discover that it's not his physical attributes that are the thing, that is mental with Anthony Joshua. And I just don't know if we are looking at the closing chapter of Anthony Joshua's career, because I don't think Anthony Joshua even knows who he is, let alone where his boxing career is or what he wants to do with his boxing career. The fact that you want to be a free spirit, how many free-spirited heavyweight champions in the world have you known? Look at their heavyweight division and the legacy in the heavyweight. This is why I talk about history. Look at the heavyweight champions. Talk about free spirit. Training. You won't say, but to me, it don't look like you can follow instructions. It don't look like a man can tell you what to do. Because if a man tells you what to do, then you're kind of leave that trainer to go to another trainer. To me, that's not good. It's not good. And in between all this stuff is going on now, I know I wouldn't go to Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis trained two guys. David Price, he got involved. David Price and Manuel Shah. Both guys got sensationally KO'd. Shah got knocked out by Marius Briedis. I think he was Mario Breeze, knocked him out, chinned him. Or was it Povetkin that chinned him? One or the other. And Price got chinned by Tony Thompson. I don't know why he went to Lennox Lewis anyway, because Lennox Lewis had never beaten or fought a southpaw in his professional career. So where he was trying to get, why David Price was going to Lennox. Look, these guys might be good boxers. It doesn't make them good trainers. It doesn't make them good trainers. Doesn't make them good trainers. But so I don't know if now this is just a, I'm going to go to Roy Jones because Chris Eubank Jr. did it. I'm going to go to Roy Jones because Roy Jones was a great fighter. I suspect if Mike Tyson set up a gym, that you'd see Anthony Joshua training with him next. Probably else. I don't know if Francis Ngannou decides to set up a boxing gym. I'm sure Joshua will be over there as well. I'm surprised he hasn't gone to Sam Peter's gym. No, Sam Peter's not that big a fighter. I don't get it. You're just making a mockery of the heavyweight division and the history of the heavyweights. I don't understand it. If somebody can tell me a fighter who had a free spirit, name me any athlete, actually, any elite athlete with an elite mindset, because that just tells me you don't trust your trainer. And if I'm your damn trainer, I'm not giving you 100%. I tell you what I'm doing. I'm taking a paycheck and saying, thank you very much. You have a weak mentality. You can't be coached. And if you can't commit 100% and you talk about being a free spirit, you don't be tied down to one trainer, that's fine. Well, I can't be committed to you as a fighter. So, yes, you're a heavyweight, and yes, you're bringing money to the table. But the stuff you're saying in the media just doesn't bode well. And Roy Jones is a clued up guy. Roy Jones is so clued up. I mean, Roy won't take any nonsense. He won't. He'll say, this is what it is, bro. And if you can't follow my rules, you can get out. He's not going to stand there and have Roy and have Joshua come along and try and tell him what to do. So I don't know who's advising Joshua. If it's his management team, they're badly advising him. I've said it before. And if it's him himself, then he's truly misguided. But any way you look at it, it's bad news. Bad news. Because to me, you're confused. And we've seen already, it don't take much to hit you and hurt you. And now you're as vulnerable will be, because if you're getting wobbled and tagged by a cruiserweight or as Tyson says, a middleweight, if you're getting tagged and chinned by him and wobbled by him, God only knows there'll be people queuing up to fight you. And anyone who's got a punch that's going to take a chance, Joshua is damaged goods. It is. Joshua needs to be wrapped up with cotton meat. He needs to be wrapped up with cotton wool. He needs to keep away from the boxing gym. He needs to take some time to reorientate his mind, his body, and his spirit, and it all become one. He needs to have he needs to be mentored. He needs a father-type figure that is in the boxing world who has experience. A guy like Joe Goosen would be good, because Joe Goosen, you see what Joe Goosen's doing with Ryan Garcia, that kind of calming spirit will say, no, let's not go there. Let's take our time. Let's learn our trade. It's not good. It's not good at all. Not good. But the AJ fans, AJ will defend this garbage. They will defend it. I've been saying since the Parker fight, Anthony Joshua needs a world-class trainer, preferably one who's older and one who's experienced in the heavyweight division and understands the history of heavyweight boxing and can mentor him. I said this then, and he needs to leave Matchroom and his current management team. And I can assure you, had he joined Al Heyman, people are going to hate me saying this, his career would not have ended up the way that it did. I'll leave it right there. And this, to me, looks like a use and abuse situation. I think people around Joshua, they won't tell him to his face. They'll say, this guy's damaged goods. He's not the full package here. He's not the full package. You can't tell him what to do. He's gone beyond being told what to do. And the guy really wants help, but he's got too much pride to ask for it from the people that really he needs it from. So, you know, you're getting love from all the wrong places. And you're saying all the wrong things to piss all the people off that, you know, who have been diligent, who have been consistent, who've been loyal to their trainers, who've had great work ethics, and who've been champions and legends. You think you could go to Roy Jones Jr. and tell him about free spirit? You think you could go to Muhammad Ali and tell him about free spirit if he were alive? Huh? Mike Tyson, when he was in the prime of his career, he talked about free spirit. It don't happen. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to check it out. So for me, I'm sorry, AJ. The jury is out. It's never been the jury's out. The jury has bloody left the building. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. As far as I'm concerned, you are now seeing the latter stages of your career. Because what? I don't see you improving. How can you? So it takes, I would say, 2-3 fights for a trainer to really start putting their mold on you. You'll say you're going to be free spirit. And you are vulnerable as a fighter. So if you get chinned in your next fight, so you got beat by Usyk twice, that's 2 losses. So if you get beat again, are you going to change your trainer again? No, sorry, I can't support this. I can't support this nonsense at all. Can't support it at all. And you know, I'm a role model for young people, really. So what you're basically saying to the young people today is that, you know what? It's okay. Fly in the face of common sense and do as thou wilt. Do as you want. You know, be free spirit. Be free. Be as free as you want. You don't need to stick to one trainer. Good luck to you, mate. Let's see how that works out for you. But if that mentality actually worked, there wouldn't be a such thing called long-time trainer, commitment, dedication. Imagine Manny Pacquiao being a free spirit. Could you imagine Manny Pacquiao leaving Freddie Roach? Can you imagine? Lennox Lewis being a free spirit when he got chinned by Rackman. Came back, knocked Rackman out under Emmanuel Stewart. Free spirit. There's nothing wrong with being a free, but to claim to be a free spirit overnight is weird. AJ is just a... Oh, dear. Well, no. Like, listen, you can be a free spirit, okay? Be a free spirit outside the ring. Be a free spirit outside the ring. Because boxing is a dangerous sport. And you could lose your life at any time you step in that ring. And I guess for you to really understand, if you've boxed before, you understand it. I don't know if you have or you haven't, but this is a general thing. If you've stepped inside those ropes, you've gone through a process of training, step inside the ropes, and well aware of the dangers of any punch that you get caught with. Could be your final punch. It could be the final punch you get hit with. This is not fantasy I'm talking. This is dead reality. There is no free spirit. There's no free spirit in boxing. In fact, I don't know any top athlete elite athlete that has got a free spirit, a top athlete, a coach, an athlete, a consistent, world-beating elite athlete that's got a free spirit as a athlete, changing trainers all the time. No. Flip-flop. Yeah, well, join the Tyson Fury camp there, but Fury's different. Different Fury is when he changed from when Fury changed from what's this guy? From Ben Davis to Sugar Hill. That's because he saw something in Deontay Wilder, or well, he said he had to push him back. So he changed trainers to adapt, and it's worked for him since, you could say. But AJ, for me, no, I can't support this. And I want to see great fights. I want to see great heavyweights. I want to see greatness. I want to see a champion go down, get back up, and do well. But this is not the recipe of success. It's called discipline for a reason. It's something you grind and study for your whole career. Free spirit and boxing don't make sense. Of course, it don't make sense. I think he's on some poetic thing. He's on some poetic tip, or maybe freestyle. Maybe next time you tell me freestyle boxing. I don't know what AJ's on, but he ain't in Planet Common Sense. Because if he's on Planet Common Sense, he would stop with all this rubbish of going around to all these trainers, get himself an elite trainer in Ali Bashir, and got down to doing work. Nonsense. He's got more money than sense. That's what many people would tell me. You got more money than sense. So not me personally. I've heard the statement. You got more money than sense. So that's it. More money than sense. If somebody in the comment section can actually explain to me the process of free spirit, meaning that you can swap trade, not be committed to any one trainer in one side, and then on the other side saying that you're control of your career, but then complain about being held down. If somebody can make sense of that, please do. But I can't make any sense of it. Not that it matters to me anyway. It's not my business. You know, I'm not on AJ's payroll. And if I were on AJ's payroll, I'd be saying to him, look, bro, it's just murky waters and it's all downhill from here. That's all it is. You know, when you go on these big water slides, when you get the top of the slide, yeah, and then you get on the mat and the water and you go down, there ain't nobody I've seen yet when they're going down there and it's going down and the water's taking them down. I ain't seen nobody yet trying to climb back up there while they're sliding down. It don't happen. And AJ is one of them ones. He's trying to defy logic. Professor struck again. He'll get his free spirit knocked clean out of him soon. Yeah, that's it. That's it. All that is left for AJ is to get either knocked for the ropes or the referee stop a fight because he can't beat the 8 count, that on the 10 count. That's it. That's all that's left for AJ's career. That's it. I'm sorry. So it's just to hear upset loss to somebody that you wouldn't think would beat him. That's just next. And that's the end of AJ. That's it. So, yeah, you better start finding somebody else. You better start supporting Daniel Dubois, or go do yourself a favor. Go support Joe Joyce. The AJ train is well and truly over for me. Well and truly over. I'd love to hear what Uncle Bashir thinks of Joshua and his free spirit. Right. Good luck, AJ, with yourself and Roy Jones Jr. Are you going to need it? Right, I'm out of here. This is BWTM Sports. Thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave your comments. We're out of here. Yeah, take care.